Is the traditional music industry officially dead, or did one 19-year-old just find a way to break the system from the inside? For years, we've watched child stars get chewed up and spat out by the Hollywood machine, but as we move through the first quarter of 2026, one name is dominating the headlines for all the right reasons, and some very mysterious ones. Angelina Jordan, the girl who once stunned the world with a voice that sounded like a ghost from the 1920s, has officially transitioned from a viral sensation into a global powerhouse. But this isn't your typical success story. While other artists are desperate for major label backing, Angelina has spent the last year doing the unthinkable, walking away from the giants. Our investigation into her 2026 secret era reveals a trail of bold decisions, rumored industry friction, and a calculated move to reclaim her narrative. From the streets of Norway to the bright lights of a sold-out Las Vegas residency, her journey has been anything but predictable. Tonight, we're looking at how she bypassed the gatekeepers to become a completely independent icon, and why the big players in the music business are reportedly terrified of what her success represents. It's a story of talent, sure, but it's also a story of survival in an industry known for extinguishing its brightest lights before they ever have a chance to truly shine. What happens when a child possesses a gift so powerful it becomes a cage? To understand where Angelina is in 2026, we have to look back at the prodigy trap she narrowly escaped. Most kids who go viral on talent shows are treated like products, disposable entertainment meant to be marketed until the novelty wears off. When a 7-year-old Angelina stepped onto that stage in Norway, the world didn't just see a singer, they saw a gold mine. Sources close to the industry suggest that early on, there was immense pressure to popify her sound, to trade her soulful jazz roots for generic radio hits that would appeal to the masses. There were fears among her angels that she might face the same downfall we've seen with so many others, the mental strain or the unraveling that often follows childhood fame. However, Angelina remained an enigma. She didn't chase the trends, she waited. She spent years hunting her craft, refusing to be rushed into a debut that didn't feel authentic. By the time she reached her teens, the narrative began to shift from look at this talented kid to look at this serious artist. But as she gained more autonomy, the friction with those who wanted to control her image began to intensify. It's rumored that during her early years in the US, there were disagreements behind closed doors about how much of her old soul should be allowed to remain. This period of her life was marked by a quiet tension, a girl who knew her worth standing up to executives who only saw a demographic. This silent war for her creative identity set the stage for the massive exposed break that would eventually change her career forever in 2025. Did a major label try to silence her creative voice, or was this the most strategic exit in music history? By late 2024, the rumors were reaching a fever pitch. Despite having a massive deal with Republic Records, the home of icons like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande, Angelina's output seemed stifled to some observers. Fans pointed to a lack of promotion and a mysterious delay in her full-length projects. Then the news broke in early 2025. Angelina was officially an independent artist. In the world of high-stakes music, you don't just leave a major label without some serious legal heat or a massive buyout. While neither side has released the full revealed details of the split, speculation suggests that the restrictions placed on her music were the breaking point. Reports surfaced of creative differences that were anything but amicable. There were whispers that the label wanted her to lean into a more commercialized sound, while Angelina was determined to keep her secret Trilogy as raw and authentic as possible. This was a massive gamble. Going independent meant losing the multi-million-dollar marketing machine that keeps artists on the charts. Critics predicted her career would fizzle out without the corporate backing. Yet, what happened next was a masterclass in modern branding. Instead of fatting away, Angelina used her newfound freedom to double down on her connection with her fans. She began exposing the reality of being an independent artist through her social channels, creating a narrative of David versus Goliath that resonated deeply with a generation tired of industry plants. She wasn't just a singer anymore, she was a symbol of artistic liberation. Can an independent teenager actually headline a residency in the entertainment capital of the world and win? On January 31, 2026, all the questions were answered when the curtain rose at the International Theater at the Westgate in Las Vegas. This wasn't just another tour stop, it was a high-stakes test of her star power. To headline a Vegas residency at 19 is almost unheard of, especially for someone who isn't being pushed by a major label, unlimited budget. Our sources on the ground described the atmosphere as electric, with fans flying in from across the globe, some calling themselves angels who had followed her since she was 7. The show was a sensory masterpiece, blending her classic jazz influences with the cinematic production of her new albums. But more than the music, it was the independence on display. Every choice from the lighting to the setlist was hers. This 2026 performance proved that the gatekeepers were no longer necessary. She had successfully bypassed the industry traps that require a label to get a residency. The shocking success of the Westgate show sent a clear message to Hollywood: the old way of doing things was crumbling. Industry analysts are now looking at the Angelina model as a blueprint for other stars who feel trapped by their contracts. She proved that if the talent is genuine and the connection with the audience is real, the corporate machine becomes irrelevant. Her 2026 residency wasn't just a win for her. It was a revealed weakness in the traditional music business model that could lead to more artists off-feeing their contracts in favor of total creative control. Are there hidden confessions buried within the lyrics of her latest albums? As we look at her two major 2025 and 2026 releases, Secret of the Soul and Secret of Love, the internet has been flooded with speculation and deep dives into her songwriting. For the first time, Angelina has had total control over her pen, and the results are hauntingly transparent. In the 2026 track, The Cage, listeners have pointed to lyrics that seem to expose the feeling of being watched and controlled during her time with major labels. Some theorists suggest the Secret Trilogy is actually a chronological map of her escape from the industry. While she has remained professional in interviews, her music tells a much more raw story. There are themes of betrayal, rebirth, and finding one's light that many believe are direct references to her legal battles behind the scenes. In Secret of Love, released on March 6, 2026, the tone shifted to one of vulnerable triumph. It wasn't just about the industry, it was about the cost of fame and the personal sacrifices she had to make to keep her integrity. The rumors of a third secret album to complete the trilogy have kept her engagement levels at an all-time high. By leaning into this mysterious and metaphorical writing style, she has created a world that fans feel they have to solve. This level of engagement is something a label can't manufacture. It's the result of an artist finally being allowed to speak her truth without a filter. The Secret era has turned her into more than a vocalist. She is now a visionary whose every word is scrutinized for deeper meaning. Why does a multimillionaire star refuse to wear shoes on the world's biggest stages? Amidst the controversy of label splits and Vegas residencies, one constant remains: Angelina's refusal to wear shoes during her performances. To the casual observer, it might seem like a quirky choice, but in the high-fashion world of 2026, it's a radical act of defiance. For years, stylists and brands have reportedly tried to fix her image, offering lucrative sponsorship deals that were contingent on her wearing high-end designer footwear. Angelina has turned them all down. The story behind it, meeting a shoeless girl in Asia who she gave her own shoes to, is well known, but in 2026 it has taken on a new symbolic weight. It's a literal grounding mechanism that keeps her connected to her humanity while she navigates the vultures of the entertainment world. Our investigation shows that this Barefoot Rebellion has actually increased her brand value because it represents unshakable authenticity. In an era where everything is sanitized and fake, Angelina's bare feet on a Las Vegas stage are a reminder of her untouchable spirit. It's been revealed that she views the stage as a sacred space where she must be her most honest self. This choice has made her an icon for nonconformity, inspiring a new generation of fans to reject societal standards. She is proving that you don't need the glittering armor of a superstar to command a room, you just need a soul that is exposed and real. Is Angelina Jordan the glitch in the matrix that will finally force the music industry to change? As we look toward the rest of 2026 and beyond, the shockwaves of Angelina's success are being felt in every boardroom in New York and LA. She has effectively exposed the fact that the old guard is losing its grip on talent. If a teenager can manage her own career, release chart-topping albums, and sell out Las Vegas without a major label taking a massive cut of her earnings, why would anyone else sign a traditional deal? We are seeing rumors of other major artists looking to follow her lead and go fully independent once their current contracts expire. Angelina isn't just a singer anymore, she's a disruptor. Her 2026 journey has shown that the modern fan values connection over commercial polish. The untold story of her rise is that she didn't just get lucky, she was calculated and patient. She waited until she had the leverage to walk away. Her projected path for the next decade involves her own media empire, where she can mentor other prodigies and protect them from the traps she had to navigate. The revelation of her success is a nightmare scenario for those who profit off of controlling young talent. Angelina Jordan is no longer just a global icon. She is the blueprint for the future of music, a future where the artist is finally the one in charge. Will we look back at 2026 as the year the music industry was saved or destroyed? As we wrap up this investigation, one thing is certain: Angelina Jordan is a once-in-a-generation force that cannot be contained. She has taken the child star narrative and flipped it on its head, choosing integrity over easy money and independence over influence. Whether she's performing for royalty or a sold-out crowd in Vegas, Her voice remains her most powerful weapon, a voice that refuses to be silenced or bought. The secret she's been keeping all these years isn't just about her music, it's about the fact that she never needed the machine to begin with. As 2026 continues, all eyes are on her next move. Will she reveal even more through her third album, or will she continue to let her barefoot journey speak for itself? One thing is for sure, the world is finally listening, and this time it's on her terms.